This was the best UFC event of 2026. We had a fight night last night and bangers all over the place, and I want to talk all about it, so let's get into it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This is MMA 365, the greatest UFC news YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. 95% of you watching are not currently subscribed, so if you watch this video and you enjoy it, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps me out. Thank you. So, the man of the hour, new featherweight contender, Kevin Vallejos, completely took Josh Emmett out to the back of the woods, and yeah, it was euthanasia. Kevin Vallejos looked absolutely brilliant. Knocked out Josh Emmett in one round, but the main takeaway is Josh Emmett, a one-trick pony, a big, loopy, overhand right, which we knew, but he just doesn't seem to have anything else at this point. He's 41 years old. I hope his next fight is outside of the rankings. He did not look good last night. I really don't know how much left he has in the UFC. He's old at a lighter man's division, and Kevin Vallejos, he looked great in terms of boxing and kicking, striking, but I do think this could be the end of the road for Josh Emmett, I fear. He's certainly had a good run in the UFC to this point. Hasn't said anything about retirement, so probably has at least one fight left in him. Hopefully, he doesn't take any more damage than he already has. Gillian Robertson got a win over Amanda Lemos. I really don't have that much comment on this fight. Clear 29-28 decision win for Gillian Robertson. It was a fun hair matchup, fun color matchup, because Gillian Robertson had her bright red hair, and Amanda Lemos had white, almost silver hair, and their fighting uniforms matched their hair color. Fun aesthetic, but not the most engaging fight. Jose Delgado got a split decision win over Andre Fili. I like Andre Fili, but I thought it was clear Jose Delgado won this fight. It was close. It was very close. But Andre Fili got a takedown in round 3, and this is a lesson that I had to learn. This is a lesson that I think many other UFC fans need to learn, that just because a fighter gets a takedown in a round does not mean that they won the round. There's to be said about doing damage, making that takedown count. Did you make that takedown count? Did you land strikes? Did you go for submission attempts? Getting a takedown doesn't necessarily win the round. I mean, obviously, it's very apparent when someone lands a takedown, but there's 5 other minutes of action to go off of, and deciding which side to give the 10 and which side to give the 9 of a 10-9 scorecard for the round. And yeah, good for Jose Delgado. He showed a lot of respect to Andre Fili, and yeah, this fight in particular was didn't have the most going on, but with a lot of bangers that I do want to talk about. Especially this one, Marwan Wahiki against Harry Hardwick. This fight was insane. Wahiki looked great on the striking, and Harry Hardwick hanging in there. Harry Hardwick broke his jaw 2 minutes into the second round. Broken jaw. And he made it out of the round, and got into the corner. It's like, my jaw's messed up, and the corner tapped. It was a doctor stoppage. And Rahiki, he looked really good in his UFC debut. Certainly looked loose with the hands. I am a little concerned about his defense, but class to both of these guys. This was a great fight. Definitely deserved fight of the night. At least some sort of bonus, in my opinion. There's so many fight of the night contenders on this. I really think this card is like a cult class. Like, you're gonna think about this card next time you're watching a main event stinker. You're gonna be like, oh, that Kevin Vallejos versus Josh Emmett card? Card was sick. I don't know if this card and like how much it delivered in terms of like viewership or attendance or whatever. I mean, it was in the apex, but this is like Napoleon Dynamite, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like, this card is going to be remembered by the people who watched it, you know? Because it didn't exactly have the most stakes, but the fights that we did get was almost all bangers. Ion Cutelaba submitted to Umar C. Didn't see this one coming. Umar C was a pretty big favorite. At Cutelaba, this was a really sick submission. I just like locked up a guillotine and Umar C tapped in half a second. It was just pretty bad takedown defense, but I like Ion Cutelaba. He's in a lot of wars, and yeah, he said that he wants to fight again in April, and I don't think he took that much damage in this fight, so maybe he can. Charles Johnson beat Bruno Silva. I thought Silva won this fight as I was watching, but I'm not losing sleep over a Charles Johnson win. We like Charles Johnson here. Myktybek Oralbai. We won last night over Chris Curtis. Oralbai, just like Marab maxed. Just like pressure wrestling, and Curtis had no answer. Wasn't the most entertaining fight, but Oralbai's looked brilliant since moving up to welterweight. I really think he could get a ranked opponent in his next fight, and I think he might win that fight. Yet another welterweight contender, the best division in the UFC. I don't think it's debatable at this point. Vitor Petrino beat Stephen Aspinall. I know they don't have numbers next to their names right now, but both of these guys are going to be in the rankings very soon. I think both of these guys are among the top 15 heavyweights in the UFC, and Vitor Petrino just did a little bit more throughout the entire fight to win a decision. Stephen Aspinall's face, a bloody pulp at the end of this fight. This was a war. Yeah. Very big difference in their physiques. But Stephen Aspinall is a volume striker at heavyweight, and which is uncommon. I don't think there really is one like that with his style right now. So I'm rooting for both of these guys. I wish this fight had gotten a bonus. I could say that about several fights on this card. Like, UFC only gives out like 4 performance of the night, fight of the night bonuses, and I feel like this card just had so many good contenders for bonuses. Elijah Smith submitted Soo-Young Yu. Yu got submitted. Elijah Smith looked really good. This guy has a really chiseled jawline. Notice that. Yeah, Elijah Smith, he looks really good. Big bantamweight. I think he could be a contender very soon. Manuel Souza and Balaji Oki. Dude, this fight was a war. Just back and forth. And Souza started piecing Oki up pretty good in round 3. And there was just a banger one-punch knockout at the very end. Both of these guys looked absolutely massive. This fight was at lightweight, and both of these guys looked like welterweights. I have no idea how they weigh 155 pounds. But yeah, well-deserved performance of the night bonus for Manuel Souza. Eric Anders beat Brad Tavares, and Anders retired after this fight, but it was a good way to end his career on a high note. This fight was another banger, and Ia Mesquita, she was a heavy favorite, and she got a very decisive submission win, and women's bantamweight is undisputably the most shallow division in the UFC, but Mesquita looked really good. I think that she could get fast-tracked very soon, get one ranked opponent, and then maybe straight to the top 5 with Bia Mesquita. Who knows? But she certainly looked the place. I believe this is her UFC debut. And yeah, this card was just, they were in the highest stakes fights, right? There wasn't even really like a title eliminator or anything of that sort. But in terms of just sheer entertainment value, I couldn't look away. This was just banger after banger after banger. So many fights that deserved some sort of bonus. This was just a really great card. And I think when consider the main events and the main cards that we've had so far, even the numbered cards, there's been several duds, and this card did have its couple duds in there, but so many just finishes, wars. I really do think that this was the best card of the year so far. That'll conclude this video for now. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.